Yo, welcome to episode 22 of Directly to You of Redirect Podcast. I am AJ of Redirect, and this week I was joined by my longtime friend Will Wolf from Wolf Den and Wolf Den Podcast to discuss the random influx of Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 announcements, both within Nintendo via Sakurai's latest Kirby Air Riders Direct and more that followed on their social channels, as well as outside of Nintendo, interestingly by way of various disparate third-party publishers who all decided it was a good time to announce Switch and Switch 2 games. Will has a lot of gaming knowledge and interests that are pretty wide, so I figured he'd be the perfect person to help me unpack this unofficial partner direct worthy week of reveals, updates, and releases. Be sure to do all the podcast and YouTube video things with the likes, the rates, the comments, and the shares, and let's get into the episode. We're here. We're recording. Hello, Will.
Right. Hey,
welcome to Directly You. Have you ever been on this show?
I have never been on this show.
You did like the alpha of Directly to You.
Yeah, I was like some iteration on this eons ago.
Yeah. Yo. I mean, we talked about comic stuff. We don't do that here, kinda. I mean, if it's video game adjacent, we'll do. Hopefully one day. But something that did catch my attention, I was like, Will's probably gonna have thoughts on this. Is the first story that we got: Mario being added to the Macy's Day Parade. I never knew that
Sonic
that was.
did it first. Sonic did it first.
I saw you tweet that, and I was like, Mario's not in this. I was like, I guess I just never cared enough to think if that was a thing or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, like, it's just a random piece of trivia. I knew that Sonic was the first video game character to be in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. But something happens when you become a dad where, like, you care a lot about it. So you, like, watch it every year. You get to make the kids watch it. You learn about all the balloons and the history and whatnot.
That's the only time I've ever watched it, is my dad having it on during Christmas.
My wife actually, this is tangent, but, like, I have, like, our DVD collections in front of me. She actually has the history of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on DVD.
Why do they do it? Why is it a thing? I don't understand.
You know what? I've never actually watched it, but I have it. So maybe after this, I'll watch it and then I'll figure it out.
But yeah, man, Mario's there. Do you care? Like, you're like, finally, man, Mario.
It's like, it's like, it is what it is.
Fellow Italian American.
I'm more fascinated when, like, the anime characters are in, like Goku and what's his face from One Piece. Because, like, I know anime is popular, but, like, I always get blown away by, like, just exactly how popular it is. Like, if freaking Macy's is acknowledging it, then it must be a big deal.
The crazy thing is, like, how you know who Goku is, but you can't think of Luffy, and, like, in the context of anime, that's bigger now. Like,
I know.
I feel you. I'm the same. I know Goku. I'm now getting from. Speaking of that, aren't you supposed? There was, like, this whole crusade about you reading One Piece. Is that ever going to happen?
That'll happen. It's on my bookshelf is to the left, to the other side of the DVDs. So, like, I'll get them. I'll read them. I have a lot of Batman I need to catch up on. Gotcha.
But I don't really have that much thoughts on this. I was just surprised that it wasn't already a thing. I'm like, I know Pikachu's in it. So it's kind of crazy that Pikachu is in it, but Mario is not. That's kind of nuts. And it's even more crazy that Sonic was in it, Pikachu's in it, and Mario.
I think it's like one of those things where, like, Sega and the Pokemon Company are much more...
They care more?
They're much more, like, giving of their license.
Okay.
Like, they farm it out more.
Right.
Nintendo is, like, very conservative about, like, who does what with their IP. So, and I guess it took them, like, 40 years to realize, this Macy's seems legitimate. We'll let them put Mario in the parade.
It's so crazy because that's like such a regional thing. Like, if you in Japan, they slap their IP out. They're like, yo, whoever, bro, you got a casino? Bet. Here's Pikmin.
Like, I was watching, again, Dad, but, like, I was watching an interview with the actors from Bluey, and they're like, it's an Australian show, so they're like, we don't know what this is. Like, we don't care. Like, good for you, I guess.
That's kind of surprising, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's Mario. I'm happy for him. Young upstart Mario, part of the Macy's Day Parade.
Yeah.
Kirby Air Riders, they had a Nintendo Direct. There's no good segue into that.
Yeah.
Even though, you know what? They should have did Kirby. If they wanted to promote that video game, if they wanted to promote the video game, but like, yo, buy our brand new holiday video game, Kirby Air Riders. Yeah. There's a Warp Star Kirby Macy's Day Parade balloon. That would have been cool. I'd have been down for that. But are you interested in this game? Do you even have a Switch 2? I don't even know.
Still don't have a Switch 2.
Okay.
Have a Switch
so
2.
You're waiting for Sonic Mania 2. All right, gotcha.
It's something like that, yeah. I'm like tempted by Metroid Prime 4, but like I still have my Switch 1, so just get it on that. But yeah, I mean, I'm like keeping like my eyes open on it and stuff. Like all Switch 2 games. I'm like, because I want to be part of the conversation.
Right.
But yeah, so I didn't even watch this direct, so I don't know what what else they can add to it other than it's.
Did you see the first
Mario Kart?
Did you see? You didn't see either of these directs.
I caught the highlights of the first one.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I didn't see the second one.
Mm-hmm. This direct was unnecessary. I'll just say that.
I figured.
So we'll speed run this part of it at least. They're adding a top ride mode, which is basically like it's top down Kirby Air Ride. Like that's what it is. Okay. It's like I don't know if you remember I think this was on Smash Brothers 3DS. It's like a marbles kind of situation where you like slingshot from like section to section of the map, and it's like top down versions of all the maps in the main game. That was like a mini game mode in the original Kirby Air Ride, and he made a big thing where it's like a lot of people know this is a side thing and only a little bit of people care about this, but we put it in there anyway, and we made it way bigger and way better. And that's kind of the theme of this direct. It's like a bunch of stuff that's like, this doesn't have to be in this game, but if we're going to make this game, we're going to put everything in it.
Well, I feel like that's Sakurai's MO, right? Like just like load it with whatever he can fit on the cart and see if you can get away with it.
Exactly. On that topic, there's also a story mode kind of free roam situation called Road Trip. You can there's a story, there's some reason why Kirby is on a road trip with Meta Knight and DD and Waddle Dee or whatever, and Bandana Waddle Dee and Starman. They're on a road trip for some reason, and you got to play the game to figure out why. And then there's a hub world called the Paddock. Hub world, pretty cool. There's a different mode called Swap Relay where you go from racer to racer, and they have different it's different different machines. You can switch your machine for different parts of the course. So that would be cool. There's a Transform Star, which seems up my alley as a Pokemon trainer main. I like having adaptability in my toolkit. So that would probably be my main in this game if that exists.
Right.
They got the checklist, which is like the Super Smash Brothers challenges. You know, it's like, use this character 5 times on this stage or whatever. They announced more amiibo. They got the interchangeable $50 amiibo or whatever.
$50 amiibo. Yep. I found my original Smash Brothers amiibo in the attic, and I'm like, oh, this was the day. What was it? $13.
Yes.
And you get like as many as you want. Yeah.
And then they like slowly. Initially, it was slow, but they slowly rose that. It's like, well, this freaking this Zelda right here, even pre tariff nonsense, that was like $20, $25 maybe even.
Yeah.
And these would have probably been in that realm, maybe 30, 35, but the Orange Man did the Orange Man thing and now we're cooked.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think that these are cool, and I will probably be irresponsible and buy them all at some point. But they are expensive. I will say that. But I do like it. It took them so long, and unfortunately, it's during this time. But I always wanted them to do weird experimental stuff like this with the amiibo, like interchangeable amiibo is so sick.
I think the last time they did something experimental with the amiibo was the amiibo they made for Skylanders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it had like a twist, and like you twist it and it became an amiibo, but you twist it the other way, it became a Skylanders thing. Like why they had to do that to get that to work, I don't know, but that was like the only time.
Yeah, I wish they did more stuff like that, and I wish it didn't cost $50. But here we go.
Yeah.
And then they're putting GSP and Kirby Air Riders is glorified Elite Smash, but there's more classism. There's like there's tiers to the classism now, and now you feel even more shame if you're like, all right, I'm the top rank, and then there's the rank below that, and then there's the rank below that, and then I think there's like 4 or 5 ranks or something like that, depending on your global win power in this video game, and that gets applied to your license, which tells you all the other stuff about the video game. There's team battles. A big roster. They already talked about that in the last thing. Miles, what is this? How do you custom? When you play a video game, you get currency to get customizable accessories and whatnot. They got gummy machines in this. I don't know what the point of that is, but there's collectibles for gummy versions of every vehicle in the video game. And then, My Music is coming back from Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it's not the same thing as Smash, obviously, because it doesn't have all the different IP. But
yeah, but that's such a weird mode, man.
I agree.
Like turning your Switch into like an MP3 player is just such a weird, especially now that they have the My Nintendo Music app. Like, why do they keep doing this? Like, I understand Sakurai likes to recycle concepts a lot, but like, it's getting a little ridiculous.
I always, and I don't know, maybe you're different, but me, it's like video game music is video game music. I don't need it in any other context. Like I appreciate it when I'm playing the video game, but I don't seek it out. There's not really a time where I'm like, man, I really could listen to this video game song.
It depends on the video game. Like video game music, especially modern video game music, is so hard because it's like designed to be like ambient and in the background, like you don't notice it.
Right.
Something like, the Bionic Commando Rearm soundtrack, which I stand on.
What did you just say to me? I don't even know what that is.
But the Bionic Commando Rearmed, the game, has the best video game soundtrack I've ever heard. And I actually like would listen to that like religiously when it came out, because I just thought it was like just good instrumental music. Like the tracks were short. They like had movements in them, and like they flowed naturally into the next one. Like stuff like that, like the Scott Pilgrim game, like the Genesis Sonic games, like that stuff, I think stands on its own. A lot of like The Last of Us. I'm not gonna listen to The Last of Us soundtrack because that's just like white noise essentially.
Exactly. I don't know. Maybe I gotta check that out. But I 9 times out of 10, if I'm listening to music, I'm like, I could listen to the Sonic 3 soundtrack, or I could listen to Pimp a Butterfly.
Exactly.
It's like I'm picking To Pimp a Butterfly every time. And then the last, like, most exciting thing for me, I was actually hype about this. They could have put this in the email otherwise. There's a test thing, like the test fire situation. They're doing a beta period for this video game. And that's running it's running between the 8th and the 9th of November, and then the 15th and the 16th of November. And there's a relatively generous time frame compared to what they usually do. Because usually it's like an hour, maybe like the Dragon Drive test period was like 3-hour increments or whatever. This game is like 12 hour, six hour increments for those 6 different sessions.
Yeah.
So I'm interested.
It sounds like
check that out.
This direct was just for that, but they needed to fill like an hour's worth of time, so they had to just basically tell you every single thing about the game.
Yes. That said, they could have absolutely did a Nintendo Direct, a partner Direct, or something, because there was so much stuff announced this week for Nintendo Switch 2 that it was like, why wasn't there a Direct? Like, it was just so random that they did all these announcements. I want to start with the bad news that everybody that has any type of that's following this at all should have known. They delayed Elden Ring for Nintendo Switch 2 to 2026.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll go for it. You got thoughts? You got something?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, that is interesting to me, at least, because I think this is the first time a third-party developer, because all the other third-party developers just keep hyping up like how powerful this thing is, like we can't believe we're getting, you know, Cyberpunk and Star Wars Outlaws to run on Switch 2 at decent specs, at stable frame rate and stuff, and like, you know, I'm sure we'll get to it, but they just announced Fallout 4 for Switch 2, and like all these other like big AAA games are coming to Switch 2, and then all of a sudden Elden Ring's like, not yet.
Yeah. Which, for me, promising. Because, like, Persona 3, right? Persona 3 Reload, like, their whole thing was like, man, we're proud of what we did with this game. And it was pretty easy to port over the game. And then it has frame pacing issues. People are complaining about the performance of the demo. And, like, they were saying that they did the bulk of the development for the game without a dev kit. They just had the base spec. Like, Nintendo was like, this is the ballpark that you should be hitting in. And they said, okay, cool, we'll work on the video game. And then they actually got the dev kit and they rushed this out. And then, you know, it did what it did. Right. And I think that was what a lot of other studios did, but they were able to, like, fine tune their game after the fact. Mm-hmm. My understanding, I haven't been able to like play this game. Well, I didn't care to play this game. Let's be clear. I didn't care to play this game because people hyped it up and was like, "This is Breath of the Wild." And then I watched gameplay and I was like, "This is not Breath of the Wild." Like the thing that told me it wasn't Breath of the Wild, I was watching somebody stream it, and I saw like they were doing a dragon boss battle, and the dragon like swiped its tail at the player, and its tail like clipped through a tree. And I'm like, well, if this was Breath of the Wild, the tree would have got knocked down. It would have flung the player across the field. The dragon would have picked up the tree and threw it at you. But like, it's just like it's just Dark Souls, but bigger, which is cool. Yeah. But it's not what people were trying to get me excited about. Where it's like, it's Breath of the Wild again.
I just don't have time for get good games anymore. You know, like if I ever did.
That's fair.
Like I play my games on easy now, man. No shame on that. No shame.
I feel
play
that.
Your games on easy, kids. You can still enjoy it.
I feel it. I say all that to say, I hear a lot of people complain about how poorly optimized the video game is on even like PlayStation. So them delaying this game or this port to better optimize it is promising.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I'm interested.
I think you know when the news dropped like Elden Ring not running well on Switch 2 has to be delayed and whatnot. I think you know people see bad news and they grab onto it as the first sign of like, there's trouble with the new Nintendo system. The new Nintendo system can't do what the PS4 can do. You know, so I think that's what they looked at it as. But I mean, you know, the thing just came out and like it's not as powerful as those systems. It's completely different architecture. So, you know, rather FromSoft figure out what the problem is and fix it than just fart it out and as is.
Yeah. Cause they're in this in between thing where it's like, and it's not even that simple where it's like, oh, well, this is very clearly like the talk by the Digital Foundries of the world before it came out was like, this is like a slightly elevated PlayStation 4. And then it came out and it was like, it's looking like it's punching above that by a bit. Yeah. But in different ways, you know, it's like, well, if this game runs on Series S, it will do this well and it'll be able to do this better than even that. But these things won't be as good, you know? Yeah. And I think that's kind of where they were thinking, where it's like, all right, well, if this is PlayStation 4, then this is what we should do. And then they're like, oh, wait, we can do more. And then they try to do more. And they're like, oh, well, we did too much. And now they got to scale it back kind of thing. So hopefully they get it right. Because I think that Star Wars Star Wars Outlaws is a good example of a game that like people in the same way at the same time at the same conventions were like, oh, no, this game's going to run terribly. And then it actually came out and they're like, this is an impressive port. So hopefully this is another success story like that. Right. Because I am interested in playing it on my Nintendo Switch 2. And then there was a bunch of other games. I laughed when you brought up the Bluey thing because I was like, he's a dad. He probably will get a kick out of me including this. Bluey's Quest. And also I put it because I was like, wait, what? Who's making this video game? Bluey's Quest for the Gold Pen revealed for Nintendo Switch 1 and 2. This game is made by the people that made Fruit Ninja and Jetpack Joyride. So hold on.
Already better pedigree than the last Bluey game that came out.
I was like, what? Why would they do that? Like, I was like, they're actually putting a developer that made good video games on this game?
Yeah, well, I mean, Half Brick, the developer, they're from Australia. So they probably are like, hey, let us have a crack at it, mate.
Low-key, everybody needs to play this game. It might be a generational hit.
It looks like, I mean, because the first one was like, you know, just a whatever, like, puzzle platformer game. But like, this looks like it's, you know, trying to actually be like a classic adventure game, like big open map and stuff. And you got to like look for items. I don't want to say it's Zelda-esque, but like, you know,
this is like
my first Zelda.
This is like this generation's like DuckTales, like the Disney Capcom games, like type vibe.
It could be, yeah.
That is hilarious. When I saw that, I was like, that being made by that studio is funny. And it's not like they're not like a huge studio or not like that, but they are known for decent games. Like their games are pretty good.
You know, Fruit Ninja and Jetpack Joyride, great games, but they're like, you know, they're mobile games. So like they're very simple. They're like, you know, pick up and put down games. They're not like these big sprawling epics, you know, that you traditionally see on like a console.
Right. So I'm gonna need you to report back because I'm sure there's there's a reason for you to pick that up.
If I can, right now my kids are down, like they're very interested in me playing Unpacking.
Oh, okay.
They like watching me play that, so maybe I can like, you know, sway them away with a Bluey game.
You mentioned this Fallout 4 coming to Nintendo Switch 2. This is a game that a lot of people were like, they should come to Nintendo Switch, the original one, but it was.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't.
Same.
I mean, because they got like Skyrim on Switch 1. They got like the Doom games and Wolfenstein games on Switch 1. Like all signs pointed to it could have worked, but I guess Fallout, because it was newer and like, you know, it's a Bethesda game, so therefore
it already
substantially buggier.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, yeah. So maybe they needed a little bit extra horsepower to get it on there, but that's cool. That's like their Skyrim moment again on Switch
again, and hopefully, I mean, the other stuff. Granted, I don't want to play this game. I don't know if you remember TGN. You remember TGN, right?
Yeah.
So when I used to make videos for them, I was going to work on Fallout content for them because that was like their thing. That was like what was making a lot of like getting them a lot of views and stuff like that. So I got them to get me the game, and I was gonna make videos for it. But my I clipped through the wall in the video game, and the game autosaved, and I lost 20 hours of progress. So I was like, I am never playing another Fallout game as long as I live. I'm never doing this. So I'm happy for y'all that want to play Fallout 4 on your Nintendo Switch 2. I will be skipping that. That one, I'm good off that one. But it is the second Xbox game to come to Switch 2, because we got Indiana Jones, we got Fallout.
That's on its way.
And well, you know what? Since I brought that up, we might as well talk about this real quick. Xbox, they reiterate their Switch 2 support after announcing Halo. The Halo, I don't know. Nate says, who the resident Halo fanatic, he says that game's a remaster. I thought it was a remake.
I think it's a remake because it's in a completely new engine.
Yeah, it is Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, I did see that.
The cutscenes are completely different, like the cinematics and stuff. And I think they did say they tweaked gameplay substantially. So like they added like the sprint function from later games and things like that. So I this counts as a remake, I believe.
Are you a Halo guy? You like Halo?
I'm not like a super fan. Like I've dabbled in it a little bit. It's okay. Like I get why people like it. I enjoy playing it, but I'm not like I'm not like one of those dudes who like reads all the books and like studies all the lore and like knows all the names that like I like Star Wars, and I feel like that could be like, you know, I'm good with that because I've read all those books and like I know all those ships and stuff. I don't need another thing to do that. Also, for the record, Halo is very dumb. Like it's not that deep. I say this as a man with action figures everywhere of all the different shit he likes.
Hey, you said it, not me. I agree though. But I will say I see a lot of people complaining about what this game looks like. Where like, this game doesn't look like Halo. It looks like it's generic. And I'm like, to me, Halo always fit in the bucket of like, this game is generic. Space Marine, like another game trying to be like pseudo hyper realistic visuals kind of thing. Like they kind of, I don't know what a game that looks like Halo should look like. That's not this.
I know. Yeah, that's the thing. I think, you know, that might be part of the problem. Halo has just become generic sci-fi shooter. You know, it's like Blade Runner became generic cyberpunk setting.
Right.
So.
And that's not, I mean, again, Nate's probably in the chat. He's probably mad at me for saying that. he likes Halo.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, again, like, nothing against it. Like, I think it's fine.
I like Halo 2. I like Halo 3. Those are pretty good.
I enjoy Halo when I play Halo. It's just, y'all are crazy.
That's another thing about this specifically. I hate Halo 1. Like, I don't know if we've had this conversation, but like Halo 1 is like, it's the next thing after. It's like the next step of GoldenEye on the N64. I hate that game. And it's like, this is like a little bit better than that. It's like in the evolution of like that. They're like the Neanderthals of human evolution. It's like, this is before we understood how to make a shooter. And
first of all, GoldenEye is better than Halo, and I will end our friendship over this. I swear to God. Number one. Number two, yes, like Halo 1 was legitimately just like a tech demo, just showing like what the Xbox can do. Halo 2 is like the real game.
Yes.
Like it's kind of like the jump from Sonic 1 to Sonic 2.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so yeah, that I understand. And also too, like the driving in Halo 1 is abysmal.
I think all of that game controls terribly.
Uncontrollable. And I hate that the last mission of the game is just driving down a straight line that like you can't do easily. So
yeah, I need them to. I mean, hey, if this game makes that game more playable, then sure, why not? I guess. But I mean, I say that I'm not playing this. Like, I haven't turned on my Xbox or my Xbox and my PlayStation for different reasons. They're on the BDS list. I'm not giving Microsoft money. I'm good off that.
Understandable.
But also, I haven't turned on my PlayStation because I just want to play my Switch. And this isn't on that. And even if it was, I don't know if I'm like going out of my way to play it. Yeah. That said, they felt the need to reaffirm their support for Switch 2 because before Switch 2 was fully revealed, they were like, we're going to, you know, put Call of Duty on it and all our other games because we like Nintendo. And they didn't confirm this one. I don't know if that means this isn't coming because Nintendo and also the third parties related to their consoles in the early days are very weird with how they announce their games. Like they don't, there's a lot of times where a game is like always intended to launch day and date with the Nintendo thing, but they don't say it until way later. And I could see this being one of those situations, but even if it's not, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure. Again, it's Unreal 5, and I know like that the big thing is like it's hard to develop with, so maybe they're having trouble porting it to Switch too right now. But I mean, look, if Microsoft said they're committed, so I would imagine they're gonna maybe they'll just bring the old Halo one.
Yeah, maybe Master Chief Collection gets brought over or something. I might check that out. The next game I'm definitely checking out because one, I'm on the Ubisoft creators thing, so less of a. I mean, I just got to make a video and/or stream.
Right.
Less of an investment in that way, I guess. But also, I am curious about this game. Assassin's Creed Shadows is confirmed for Nintendo Switch 2. This was rumored for a long time. It got leaked, and then they just all right, it's coming out in December, I guess. Which December is busy now out of nowhere.
I know. Yeah. I have not played Assassin's Creed Shadows. Have you?
No. That's why I'm curious. I know that the recent Assassin's Creed, like the last like 3 Assassin's Creed games, I feel like people were like, these games are good now. And I'm like, I'll take your word for it.
But I've heard like decent things about this one. I know Bob didn't like it, but he's a very hard man to please.
What did Bob not like about it?
I don't know. Probably because it was too woke. Probably.
Oh no. Oh no. But that, you know what? That is what made me like initially want to play the game. But again, Xbox, PlayStation, I don't really, I have to really, really be excited about a game to want to play it on those platforms. And this game was not, it didn't cross that threshold, but it is something that's like,
I think for 2 different reasons, like I'm with you, and like playing games on Xbox and PlayStation is just like, it's just not something I'm excited about. You know, it's a hassle for me, you know, hooking them up to the TV, you know, making sure all the updates are there, and then like sitting down to play. You know, I'm mostly like a Steam Deck player because I could just pick that thing up and it just works, and I can take it with me. I can play it anywhere and stuff. I know you had issues with your Steam Deck. But,
I want to throw it out of moving car. No, I haven't turned on my Steam Deck since November of last year. But I will say the thing about similar situation as far as like having to rehook it up and stuff like that with the other consoles. But in addition to that, I don't like playing it because like when I play them, I'm usually at this desk and then it feels like I'm working, but I'm not. There's no financial incentive for me playing a PlayStation or Xbox video game. So it's like, I don't want to do that. Like if I could just play it handheld, I would rather do that because then it is just leisure. You know what I mean? Yeah. But for this, it's like, unless I'm actually making a video about the thing, or streaming it, there's no value in me doing that. Or if I'm playing it with my friend, like I'll play Marvel Rivals with my friends on PlayStation. But again, it has to be like my friends got to convince me. They be trying to get me to play games all the time. And I'm like, no, I don't want to turn on my PlayStation. I refuse. It definitely takes some work to get me on those platforms these days. All that said, I'm curious about Assassin's Creed Shadow. I want to the anti-woke mob got me curious. I want to play the video game. This game. Wait. Am I skipping something? No, I'm not. Mouse PI. I am unironically excited for this game.
Yes, this game has been like, this was announced forever ago, and we finally have like a release date, I think.
Yes, we do. Well, do we have a date or is it a release window? Did they say a date? I think they said March. They might have said a date.
Yeah, March 19th.
Okay, yeah. I remember the March part. And I had no idea this was coming out on Switch 2. This was one of the games that I thought it was just a PlayStation game because this was announced during a State of Play, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
I think it was a State of Play, and I was like, this game looks cool. I'm always down for like unconventional art styles and stuff like that, especially like this kind of thing where it's like, because it's something that I'm always talking about, and I'm sure this will come up later, with Pokemon, is I want that game to just be heavily cel shaded. I want somebody to walk in my room and see me playing Pokemon and be like, you're watching the Pokemon anime? And I'm like, no, I'm playing a video game. Yeah. Like, that's what I want. And this game is that, but for 1930s cartoons.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty sick. So I'm interested in playing this. And even more so that they confirmed that it's coming to Switch 2. I was like, I wasn't expecting. I think it's even coming to the original Switch, which, hey, I don't know if you want to play it on that or not. But I'm absolutely going to play this. I'm so hyped for this video game.
This looks a lot of fun. This is what they should. It's funny because, like, you know, when Steamboat Willie went public domain, the first Mickey Mouse cartoon, immediately we got, you know, the schlocky horror movies about like, oh, Mickey Mouse is here or whatnot. But like, this is what they should be doing. This isn't even like trying to be Mickey Mouse in any way. It's its own thing. But like, more stuff like this, like detective stories and like, you know, action movies and stuff like that.
I agree.
You know, I think that's a better use of it than like, oh, he's a serial killer again. Oh, like, who cares?
I always get into trouble on the internet for my take on the whole public domain thing because I'm kind of iffy about it. like I like it as a creative, but also I don't like it as a creative because I think people are lazy with public domain in the ways that you said. But I also think like as somebody that has like a lot of nieces and nephews and like very vividly remembers being a kid, I think that is very cringe that people like take like this is child thing, let's make it hyper adult and make it so that it scars the child, and I think that shit is just gross. Like,
well, I think like that's gonna be like the initial wave of this stuff, because like they want to do the most shocking thing ever with it because they think it's cool or whatnot. But I think like over time, that's when you get like
we get things like this,
like Frankenstein is in the public domain, and like look how many like cool things have happened with that creature,
right?
Same thing with Dracula and Sherlock Holmes and on and on and on.
Or ironically, a lot of stuff that Disney made. Where it's like most people don't even know about the original Little Mermaid, but a lot of people love the Disney one. And it's funny because it's like it's funny how like that has transpired, where it's like people are like with the live action version of Little Mermaid, they're like, this isn't the real Ariel, and it's like Ariel's not even, she's not even real. Like
I forgot who I had to explain it to. Like we're in the original Little Mermaid, she dies at the end.
Yeah.
Like she turns into sea foam and dies at the end.
And there's so much stuff that happens in that it's an entirely different thing,
Yeah.
And that's a byproduct of them actually taking public domain and like making something new out of the thing instead of being like copy thing or cut thing, make it edgy. Here you go. And this is an example of something that, while it's not like completely in line with like what Mickey Mouse is now in terms of like target demo, it's not something that's like actively trying to like be a gotcha moment for that like that target demo, or even like a nana nana boo boo, we can do what we want with your IP now kind of situation. I think that whole thing is kind of nasty personally. But yeah, no, I'm hyped for that game. Day one cop for me. Next video game. Do you know anything about this? This feels like a game that you probably know something about.
System Shock. Like I actually have this game. I haven't like haven't gotten to it yet, but it's always been one of those games I want to play. System Shock. This is the remake by Night Dive. It's basically the predecessor to BioShock. Have you played BioShock?
Yes, I played BioShock Infinite.
It's cyberpunk BioShock, essentially.
Is BioShock not already cyberpunk? Do I have a misunderstanding of what that means?
BioShock is more like steampunk, I guess you could say. Yeah, this is more like computers and like
gotcha.
digital stuff, and the main antagonist is like a artificial intelligence come to life. Timely.
Okay.
I'm surprised like this is coming to Switch 1, because like if you've seen the game, it's like very like detailed, very bright and like colorful, and like it's like that type of neon bright that like hurts your eyes in a way.
Right.
So
do we have a date for this?
Cool.
No.
Later this year.
Yeah, this just says later 2012. What is the point of doing that when we're almost in November? What's the point of later 2025? But I don't know. These kinds of things, because again, like it's pretty easy to get me to like at least try a game on Switch 2, because at least I can make a video stream, blah blah blah. But also then you start to bump up against my time. Then it's like, all right, what else is coming out during that? Because I gotta play Kirby. That I have to do that. So like if you're,
and this is like this is an old like computer game, so like they're very obtuse and very like detailed and stuff. And I don't think they changed a lot of that for this version. So your time it will be gone if you start playing this
game. And I will make a lot of people angry because the obtuse game design that they have nostalgia for, I'm gonna be like, this sucks and you're stupid for liking it still. So we'll see. We'll see. That's why I'm like, a lot of people are like trying to get me to play Digimon, the new Digimon game that came out, because they're like, this is like the other side of like they're listening to what we want, and it's like, nah, I think that I would hate that game, and you guys would be mad at me for hating it, because it's like the Elseworld of Pokemon, where it's like if they just kept making the same game but made the graphics better, and I don't like that world. I much prefer the world where it's like they try to do ambitious things and they trip and fall along the way, because at least then they're like evolving in a direction that I like. Like,
so I don't know if I've never played a Digimon game, and I don't know if I've ever actually seen gameplay of a Digimon game. All of my knowledge from it is from the anime from like back when I was in high school.
So I played a Digimon game. I played one Digimon game that I played as a kid that I liked. It was basically Smash Brothers. It was on PlayStation. It was on PlayStation 1. But this Digimon series and like the more recent Digimon games that a lot of people are excited about, they're basically Persona games. Like they're like varying degrees of visual novel. This latest one that everybody's like, Pokemon should do this. It's like it's an RPG, but it has a very heavy visual novel skin where like a big reason to play it is like it's an anime episode, and that's cool, right? And like gameplay wise, I'm just not here for it. Like something Bob yelled at me for last time he was on this show is because we were talking about like how good Pokemon games are, like how well designed they are. And he was basically like, well, you like the competitive of Pokemon. And I'm like, no, I don't actually. And he's like, then why do you play it? And I'm like, because I like a lot of other aspects of it. And there's the incentive for me personally as a Nintendo creator that knows a lot about Pokemon and has been playing it for my entire life. There's a lot of content in it for me to be like, well, they could make this better if they do X, Y, and Z. But to be able to make that, I need to know the enemy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Digimon, it's just literally them making the thing that I don't like about Pokemon without the thing that does keep me there. You know?
Right.
So it's just like. If I'm somebody that begrudgingly eats Lucky Charms because I like the marshmallows, if you just gave me the Lucky Charms without the marshmallows, it's like, all right, bro, like, what are we even doing here?
Like, that's like, you know, when I play a Sonic clone, it's like I can tell the difference between, you know, a traditional Sonic game and like someone that's trying to be a Sonic game. You know, like Freedom Planet is like definitely trying to be a Sonic game, but like
absolutely
it's missing that like X factor that like a pure Sonic the Hedgehog game has.
Agreed. And I think it's that's like a perfect analogy, because Sonic is also this like weird, like people like it, people buy it, people justify games that are like not great because the things that are good about, like the vibes are great for Sonic games. The music's always good. Something I'm always talking about that's nerdier is like their logos are always good. Like Sonic logos go crazy. But the game's inconsistent, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the next thing on here? There's another game on here. Is the next thing? Oh, do you know anything about this? The Warhammer.
I know Henry Cavill likes it a lot, and like you paint the little toys. That's my Warhammer knowledge.
Every time I see somebody talking about Warhammer, it's like what they show and what I think in my head is always different, because I feel like every game is different. Like what's the like uniting factor here?
I think it's like D&D, like the world and the lore is the uniting factor.
Gotcha.
And then like the game is like can be whatever, because like Space Marine is like their Gears of War style game. This, I think, was it Rogue Trader?
Yes.
I don't even know what this a classical RPG, so it's probably like, you know, like a Baldur's Gate or some shit.
Yeah, I don't care about this. You care about this? Is this something you're interested in? You know what? Ironically enough, did I skip that, or is that later? No, it's later. We could talk about it now. Baldur's Gate, you brought that up. That's rumored for Switch too. So I made a video a long time ago. I want to say like almost a year ago, talking about games that I thought were going to come to Switch 2 within the first year. This was one of the games. And this was a game that I made a bet / promise with a few friends. I was like, I'll play this game if it comes to a platform that makes it easy for me to do. At the time, I was like, if this comes to Game Pass, sure, I'll play the video game with you. Now it's like, if it comes to Switch 2, sure, I'll play the video game. I'll probably hate it, but my friends seem convinced that I will not. So we shall see. And I do think that this was like it's a no-brainer to put this game on Switch 2, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was like the biggest game of the year when it came out, so why not put it on everything possible?
Exactly. Put the Game of the Year edition on there or whatever and call it a day. And then let's go back. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Is this a game you're looking forward to? Like, obviously,
it is a game I'm interested in. Yeah. It's from the people who made Shredder's Revenge.
Oh,
great game. Great.
That game is really good. I do like that game.
Yes. I'm curious to see like how they handle all the different Marvel characters, because usually with these types of games, the size scroll. I'm thinking of like the older arcade games where like they just give you a handful of characters.
Right.
This seems to be going the Ultimate Alliance route where they give you like every character.
Everybody's here.
So I'm interested to see how that plays out in a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
I think this was another game where I'm at with the fighting game that the PlayStation one. I was I was camping them. I was like, that game I'm still camping. I'm like, yo, if you put Black Panther in this game, I'm there. And I was like that for this game, and then they put him in there, and I was like, all right, bet, I'm here. I'll play it. Sure. They still didn't do it for the PlayStation one, but I think I'm gonna play because Storm looks pretty good. I might play Storm. I'll play Storm. But no, I think this is a game I'll play. I'll probably play this with my friends. It comes out also in December, which is annoying. December 1st. So if anybody was looking forward to playing that game, it's coming to Nintendo Switch 2. It's friggin' December 1st. Also Switch 1, right? Is it Switch 1? Switch 1 and Switch 2 on December 1st. I don't know why they took so long to announce the release date for that game.
I feel like we're going to see a lot of games still come out on Switch 1 because they're still not giving out dev kits for Switch 2. So they got to figure out a way to make it work. If
the rumors are to be believed, that's basically what they were like, yo, if your game could work on Switch 1, just put it on that, man. We don't got enough dev kits. So this could be a byproduct of that. Which that also leaves me curious where it's like, what are games going to look like on Switch 2 when Switch 1 isn't a factor? And I don't know how long that's going to take because we're still not really in that world for PlayStation and Xbox, and those consoles came out half a decade ago at this point.
We were talking about this last week on the Wolf Den podcast every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, Twitch.tv/WolfDen or YouTube.com/WolfDen podcast. Because Xbox raised the price of their dev kits for Xbox Series.
Did they?
Yeah, it's like I think it used to be $1,500 for a dev kit. Now it's $2,000 for a dev kit. Yeah, I mean they're always expensive. Yeah. It's raising the price. But like I asked the question because Xbox One and Xbox Series are so similar in architecture. Could you just get an Xbox One dev kit and use that to make your game?
Probably.
And send it out to Xbox.
But that is going to turn out like Persona. It's going to turn out like Persona 3 Reloaded at that point.
Maybe, yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. It feels like a lot of people are just still like to this day, and I think it makes sense with Switch 2, like still making Switch versions because most people don't have Switch 2s. There's 150 million plus people that have Nintendo Switch 1. Why not? But throw it on both, sure. But like, I don't know, like we still don't know what this thing can do, really.
Yeah, and I think just like, it's not just me, man. A lot of people this generation are like, feel like it's kind of a wash, like between all the systems, because like, yes, they all have exclusives and stuff. Yes, they're all selling well except for Xbox, but like, there's nothing really like exciting about any of them. And like a lot of people still haven't upgraded because like the games they want to play are still on the old system.
Oh, so you haven't upgraded at all? Like you don't have a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series?
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
I do. I have a PS5 and I have an Xbox Series, but like a lot of people I know still don't.
Yeah, and my friend Lee, he does not. He doesn't have a next gen, which he plays on PC. So like, he still has access to a lot of the games. But I think a lot of people feel like that.
Like,
and I feel robbed. Like I bought my less so. I mean, now having my PlayStation is more worthwhile because again, BDS. But for a long time, I felt like my PlayStation was worthless. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get my PlayStation because like they announced Ratchet and Clank and they said that game's gonna like it's only playable there. And then so many games that they like tried to promise that they ended up putting on PlayStation 4 anyway. And while the PlayStation 5 version runs better or looks a little shinier, got ray tracing and all that nonsense, I don't care about that. So like
I didn't get my PS5 until like Spider-Man 2 came out, and even then like I wasn't starving for games. Like everything was still on PS4. So I was just playing it on that until Spider-Man 2, and even after that a lot of the games I played can technically be played on both systems.
I'm like especially mad because I got it around launch, and you remember how hard it was to get those. I had to go to Jackson because he had a Power Up Rewards account and I refused to do that at the time. And I had to pay $800 to get my PlayStation. It was bundled with 2 controllers and Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man and like a bunch of other nonsense that I never used. I think I still have that controller in a box somewhere. But yeah, I did all that, and like Ratchet and Clank, even the one game that I was like, I can't wait to play this game. Like level 1, hour 1, minute like 10, I clipped through the floor, and I like it wasn't even like I wasn't playing the game weird. You know how like people do? There's like those montages of playing Sonic Adventure, and they like run towards the camera and it clips through it because it's not designed to do it. It's like play in certain ways or whatever. I wasn't doing it. I just jumped across the platform in the middle of the next platform, and I clipped through it, and freaking Ratchet died, and I was like, that's annoying. And then 5 minutes later, on the same tutorial level, the same thing happened. I turned it off and never played it again. That was my introduction to PlayStation 5, and it hasn't improved since. So I'm like, yo, man, like they clearly rushed this generation out because they're like, yo, COVID money, people don't got nowhere to go. They got like stimulus check money burning and burning a hole in their wallet. Let's take advantage of that, and now they haven't been able to like actually justify those purchases to this day.
And now, like, you know, the big rumor is like, oh, we're gearing up for PlayStation 6, we're gearing up for the next Xbox, and I'm just like, so annoying. Okay, cool.
Yeah, man.
Like, how much better is the hair physics gonna look in the next gen? You know, I'm still playing games that came out like 10 years ago and they still look fine. So
I completely
not enough
agree with that. It's not like, and that's the frustrating thing is like, I'm okay with that. Like, I think a lot of people that don't wanna, which is fair, you know, as a consumer, it's fair to not actively want to spend your money on things. I am actively looking to spend money. I wanted a reason to buy PlayStation. You know, I wanted a reason to buy an Xbox. So when I bought them and they didn't like give me those reasons, I'm like, that's annoying. And that's why I feel like I'm on a completely different planet from a lot of the people like with the discourse of Switch 2, because like I literally have not had a day that's gone by that I didn't actively have something that I wanted to play on my Switch. Like my Switch 2 has felt like a better purchase than my Switch 1 did for like the first almost 2 years of that console coming out, and I like that even then. Like this, I feel like there's too much for me to play, and I never felt like that on Switch. I think they had a decent clip for Switch, but I never felt overwhelmed where it's like there's too many games coming out. Switch 2, I'm like, there are too many games coming out. Chill.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I mean, on that topic, we still got a little bit more games to talk about that are still coming out. One thing that's weird, Pikmin 4 is getting a free content update, and it's not Switch 2 related. Which is so weird to me. I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, I thought like it would be cool if they just did. I mean, which whatever. Like, if you got a Switch and that's cool or whatever, right? I just think it's weird that they did all this and they didn't do like the 4K 60 frames per second update for Switch.
Like new features and stuff.
It's like it being just new features that are for Nintendo Switch 1 without like a res up, like increasing the resolution and I don't think that this was one of the games that got a free update initially either. And this was a relatively new game too, so I'm like, it's so weird that they're updating this, but they don't do anything for the Switch 2 version. I am very perplexed by
Yeah.
And I'm not complaining. It is what it is. I probably wouldn't have went back to Pikmin 4 anyway. I mean, I enjoyed it, but again, there's so much other stuff for me to play. It's not a game that I'm trying to revisit right now. But
and I don't think any of this stuff is like incentive enough for like people who missed it the first time around to like jump back in.
And
like try it again.
It feels like you love this game. You're actively playing this game right now. Here's more stuff for you to do. Not like, hey, we got new stuff for you to come back to. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
We don't really need that.
It's
this is up your alley, Star Wars Outlaws. Have you played this game? You played this game, right?
Yeah. I genuinely enjoy it. I have to keep telling people I genuinely enjoy this game. I like it a lot. It's too much of a game, you know,
like one of those in the open world kind of way
for the sake of being too
okay
big. Yeah, you know, they just, if they made the planet smaller and more contained, like sure, have it be open and whatever, but like, you know, by having it be so big, there's like not enough to do. And like in the areas where there's a lot to do, there's too much to do.
It doesn't feel like intentionally designed. It feels like they just
it feels like, you know, throw everything in the game, like literally just throw everything regardless of whether or not it sticks.
Right.
Like the main gameplay is fun and like the idea of it is interesting and the context of it is interesting. But like, I don't know, man, it just got to a point where like I need to take a break from this, which sucks because I'm like,
how far are you
close to going to I was like almost ready to go to Tatooine, which I think is like the 4th planet you visit. And that's the one I wanted to go to because according to everything I've read on the internet, if you, depending on how well you know the movie, you can just walk to the cantina.
That's cool.
Like using the same path that like Luke and Obi-Wan use. So I wanted to see that, but I never got to it.
That's cool. I'm sure I've said this to you before. I like Star Wars, but I like Star Wars for laser swords, man. I'm not there for all the other stuff. I didn't see no laser sword in this game. So
yeah, this is not a laser sword game.
I know. Yeah. So I was like, ugh. But then it got announced for this, and again, I got my new toy. I'm like, yo, I want to see everything it can do. And people are saying this is an impressive port. Yeah, people are like, this is an impressive port. So I'm like tempted. I'm like, do I buy this video game? And then the demo comes out and I download this demo, but I'm playing Pokemon. So I'm like, when I got time to play this demo. Which I mean, I don't even think I was able to say that. The reason why we're talking about it is there's a demo on Switch 2 right now for Ubisoft's Star Wars Outlaws added to Nintendo Switch 2 eShop, which there's a decent amount of demos too for this, I think. Like the Donkey Kong Bonanza demo, I didn't expect them to do that. That's interesting. I wonder if they're going to do a Legends EA demo. I think that could be a smart move for them.
Have they done a Pokemon demos before?
They have like a spotty history of demos. They did demos in the 3DS era, and that was like them. They did like Pokemon distributions through the demos, where it's like you can get this special Greninja if you play the demo before this date or whatever. Which I don't even think it's locked by date for that demo specifically. But yeah, they do demos sometimes, but it's not super common.
Right.
That said, I think that it would be a good idea for them to do a demo for this game on one end, because there are people that are like even a little in the weeds don't look at ZA like compared to how Scarlet and Violet turned out, because they know that they're different. Right. Yeah. But people that aren't in the weeds are like, that's from the same studio. It's the same team. It's the same. They're going to make the same mistakes, that kind of thing. They could use a demo to be like, no, this game runs well. And it also even runs well on the original Switch. So what I do for Pokemon games, and what I have done for like the past couple of years, is I hit up Mega Man. You're familiar with Mega Man, right? Not the video game. Mega Man. So he's in New Zealand, which I call Narnia. And they get the games first. So I hit him up and I'm like, yo, get me vouchers so I could play the game on Wednesday instead of playing on midnight on Thursday. I got up at 7 a.m. and I streamed the video game. But the way that I did it is I got vouchers, like I said, because this still has the original Switch version. And then I got the upgrade pack, because it ended up being like, even with conversion rates and stuff like that, that's cheaper in and of itself. But it was also cheaper to buy them like that because the vouchers are $100, and in New Zealand it ends up being like $80, right? And then you just pay $10, so you end up paying $50 for the Switch 2 version instead of paying $70 for the Switch 2 version.
Right.
On top of the incentive that I got to play it a day early. But I messed up because I got too experimental. And Narnia, their vouchers are more expensive. In Narnia, their vouchers are $20, which the conversion ends up being, and it's not by much. It's like $12 instead of it being $10. But I was like, I could save even more money if I buy the upgrade pack on the American eShop for the $10, and then I do it like that. So I fast forward to the day of it coming out because I've never tried this before. I go to play the game, and the game's like, this is not opening your region yet. Because when you download the upgrade pack, it basically turns your game into a Switch 2 game. So I had to basically go through and play I opened the account on my Narnian account. I opened the game on my Narnian account, and it opened the Switch 1 version because it was like, you don't own the Switch 2 version. So I was like, all right. So I had to play like the first 6 hours of the game on the Switch, like in the Switch 1 version, because I had to wait for Mega Man to like go to sleep and then wake up and then go to GameStop. So yeah, I can say with firsthand experience, the game runs well on Switch 1.
Okay.
So I think that it would behoove them to be like, oh, this game actually does run well, on top of the fact that it's a new battle system. So like letting people try that out and see if it's something that they have fun with, I think would be a good move for them to make. All that said, I'm trying to try the Star Wars Outlaws demo, but who knows if I actually get around to doing that before something else comes out. Let's see, what is next? I kind of went out of order, so I need to tell you like reverse engineering. There's more third-party games that leaked. They're coming out. It's The Binding of Isaac. I don't know if this is like another definitive edition or a sequel or something. Dan would know.
I feel like there's only ever been one Binding of Isaac, so it's probably like some sort of like anniversary edition or some shit.
The Binding of Isaac Repentance Plus. Does this say it's online on the box art?
It says online on the box art.
Apparently it's online. I don't know what that means for this video game.
Repentance Plus includes the entire game, all DLC, and hundreds of additional improvements, plus full feature online co-op for up to 4 players.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then Order Up. Which I think that's on the original Switch. I'm pretty sure it's on the original Switch. I think I played it on the original Switch at some point because Mars hit me up and was like, I want to play this game. And then it came to the Switch and he was like, play it with me. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I played that. Cool. Neat.
Order Up was on the Wii.
I didn't even know that.
Wii. I just Googled it real quick. It was apparently.
Oh no, Order Up. So it's Order Up. I'm thinking Plate Up. This is a different video game. Never heard of Order Up. But yeah, that cool. Two more additional games that came out of nowhere that got announced around that time. Yeah. And then the last thing that they would have put in the Nintendo Direct randomly, Luigi's Mansion. It's coming out on Halloween on the Nintendo Switch online GameCube library.
So, I mean, this is kind of a big deal because it's the first time that Luigi's Mansion 1 has... They've re-released the second game quite a lot. They put it on... first it came out on DS, then it came to, I think, 3DS, and then it was on Switch 1.
Wait, you're talking about Luigi's Mansion 2? Luigi's Mansion 2?
Yes.
That game came out on the 3DS. And then and then they ported it to Switch like recently, like within the last 2 years they ported that,
something like that. Yeah.
And then they did do like a remake situation with Luigi of Luigi's Mansion 1 on the 3DS as well. I remember because Nintendo sent it to me. FTC, leave me alone. They added Luigi to the video game, and I think that has like additional story content. This is not that version though. This is just straight up.
Okay, yeah, it says 3DS. Oh wow, I must have missed that.
Mansion. Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it.
I liked this game when it came out.
I'll probably check it out. I never played the original Luigi's Mansion. I had it as a kid, but I just didn't play it.
We had it. I liked it a lot, but then we sold it to GameStop.
Damn.
Along with Tony Hawk 3 in order to get Tony Hawk 4. And I regret that because now if you try to get this game on the aftermarket, it's like $100.
Mm-hmm. Them's the breaks.
Yeah.
I played the 3DS version, and that's it. So I don't know. Maybe I play this, but I do have a recent bad taste in my mouth for Luigi's Mansion, because Luigi's Mansion 3. So Luigi's Mansion 3. Overall, I think, you know how Bob does that whole thing where he's like, it's good,
Yeah.
That's Luigi's Mansion 3. It's good.
Okay.
like most of the game, when I think about it, I'm like, it's a good experience. It's pretty fun. But there's parts of the game that are very antiquated and annoying and fetch questy, and that makes me hate it. The final boss rush situation that happens in the game, I was like, RP might say something in the chat about this. I was like, it was a whole thing. I was like, I don't play spooky scary games during Halloween because I'm too jaded for it to be entertaining. But I'll play Luigi's Mansion because thematically that's interesting, I guess. So I played through the whole game and I got to the last boss, and it was so tedious and annoying that I was like, I'm done playing this game. I'm never playing this game again. Maybe I'll play it next Halloween. And then every Halloween since, I was like, no, I refuse, actually. So I don't know if I'm going to end up playing Luigi's Mansion on Nintendo Switch Online, but who knows? Maybe I'll give it a shot. We'll see.
Yeah.
Are you going to play this? Are you?
I mean, I don't have
a
Switch 2,
I forgot you don't guys Switch. What is the thing?
I don't have my original copy, so I can't play
What
it.
is the Sonic Mania for you on this console?
I don't know, man. Like, you know what it might be? It might be like if they release like a special edition console, like with, the custom Joy-Cons and the fancy back and stuff. Then maybe I'll like put down the money.
So what? Even if it's like the same Mario one that they're going to re-release 4 times during this console's life?
It's gotta look cool. Like, because I have the Spider-Man PS5.
Oh yeah.
So
that
so
one
something
is
like
cool.
that.
I wish I had
Zelda
that.
Switch. Those Zelda Switches they came out with.
Okay, yeah.
Or like something like that.
That makes sense. I'm going to use all my willpower to not buy one of those. There's so many times that I've come close to buying a Switch Lite because they did the Pokemon Special Edition Switch Lites, and I'm like, I'm never going to use this ever. But I kind of want
that Mario Switch that they did because it was all red. And
which one? Because they did. So that's what I said. I was like, if they do that Switch 2, right? Because they're going to do it. They're going to do a Mario Switch 2 at some point, and it's going to be all red. And then they're going like 2-3 years later, they're going to do another one, and it's going to be a slightly different hue of red.
Yeah.
So would that be? Would you buy that? Or are you waiting for a different one?
I have to actually see it.
It's like adopting a dog. I got you. I understand.
Yeah.
And then the final news is sales update for Pokemon Legends EA. People have vested interest in this game's failure for various reasons. It turns out it's not failing. But it is trailing behind some Pokemon games in weird ways. Like in America, so overall they announced that globally it sold 5.8 million copies in the first week, which is pretty good.
Right.
It's the most that they've done since freaking Scarlet and Violet. But Scarlet and Violet is the last thing that they did. I think Scarlet and Violet is their fastest selling Pokemon game ever. And I think that did like 10 million or something crazy like that. So this is trailing behind that by a decent amount. It's weird because in the UK, it's like this game is the I think I put an article in here for that too. I think it's the worst selling Pokemon game, like slowest selling, I guess is a more accurate thing. Since Let's Go, which is the first Switch game for Pokemon. So,
but it's still top 10 in Europe.
Yes.
Yeah.
But for the people that that want this game to fail because they're trying to prove a point, they're like, there's people that are like, Pokemon's bad now, stop buying it. You need the blah, blah, blah. And then there's the Pokemon fans that's like, I want Pokemon to be the same as it was when I was a kid. Those people want this game to fail, like that kind of thing. So it's like,
that's kind of like what we're seeing with Ghost of Yotei, where it debuted at like number 2 behind Battlefield. And like, but it's doing very well sales wise. It's, matching, if not exceeding the first game, but because it debuted at number 2, that leads all the people like, you see, it's a piece of junk. That's what happens when you put a woman as the protagonist.
Yes.
You shouldn't have done that.
Sweet confirmation bias. I'm going to make a narrative off of this based on what I want to be the truth.
Oh my God. Be so lucky you are not a Superman fan because like those people, like the hoops they have to jump through in order to say that the new movie was a box office failure. Like, you know, it'll make your brain melt.
I have seen that. I did watch that movie. And I thought it was pretty good, which is rare for me with a DC thing.
We actually watched it with the kids on Saturday, and my wife was getting mad because like there were parts of it that were like, okay, in fairness, maybe not appropriate for a 3-year-old. But like he wasn't paying attention, and you know, my daughter seemed okay with it. But they didn't like the movie anyway. So all for nothing.
Do they like superhero stuff? Are they superhero fans? Okay.
I think you know what it is. I think they're at a point where like they're not into live action stuff right now.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like if I show them like the cartoon, because they like that the Super Pets movie that The Rock did. They watch that all the time, and they like the Spider-Man cartoon on Disney. But like the live action stuff, they seem to like not really be.
That's adult stuff. I don't want to watch no live action.
I don't want to see
that. But yeah, no. And this is the biggest region in terms of sales, the U.S. This is tracking well. It's the fastest selling. It's the biggest physical video game launch since The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, which is ridiculous. That's pretty good. That game ended up selling 20 million copies or something like that in the first couple months, which is crazy. So I think that this game is looking good. There's like, there's this whole thing that like, my friend Dusty, he's a PokeTuber, right? But he watches Nintendo stuff. He's not like deep in the weeds of Nintendo, but he likes you guys, right? So he's just watching Wolf Den.
All right.
Yes, he's just watching Wolf Den podcast casually. He's not even aware that we're friends, and he hears you being like, you were like, I'll go to AJ, like I'll buy a Pokemon game when AJ says that it's safe, and he was like, whoa, he was like, that's big. It was like, are you aware of it? I was like, yeah. I was like, yes, I know. But you know, this game, Legends EA, I don't think it's there yet. I said the same thing. No. I said the same thing to Dan. I was like, I think this game is the closest that it's ever been to being safe, but it's not safe because I think that there's still a lot that they need to do to make, because there's, you know, you've played Pokemon, you like Pokemon as a child. There's still a lot that they haven't done to like evolve that. You know, it's like they've like made aspects of it better. Like I think battling is in the 20th century now to a degree. But to get there in this video game, they shrunk the scale of the video game. So instead of it being like, here's this whole region and you travel and you do, it's like, here's this one city and you do stuff in the city and it's cool, you know, it's all right. But a lot of the value to it is like, A, the battle system is better and fun. And B, they made it deeper with the interactions of Pokemon in the world and stuff like that, which I think is valuable, but it's really only valuable if you're like a Pokemon fan, TM. I think the thing that will be enough to like, you know, sound the alarm of like, we'll play this one is if they make it a full Pokemon game and they make all those modernizations and they make catching Pokemon fun and battling actually fun and still like, not throw the baby out with the bathwater, because that's what this game kind of does. It's like, all right, okay, we need to like rethink every part about this, but to do that, we need to deconstruct and remove things to make that something that we could feasibly accomplish in a 4 to 5 year period. Because that game would eventually take them like at least 6-7 years to make. The like ideal Pokemon video game. But I will say this game gives me hope that they will get there.
Okay. So, that's all I needed to hear.
Maybe next generation will get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, man, I'm having a lot of fun with this Pokemon game, and I did not expect to have as much fun with this Pokemon game as I am.
Well, that's good.
Because I went through
of everything. Yeah,
I went through a full arc with this game where when they announced it, I was mad. I was angry when they announced this game because I don't like the Legend series. Because like the whole thing is like, or at least the way that they presented it is like, this is the hardcore version of Pokemon, right? So it was like,
did they present it as that, or is that just how like people read it?
No, that's how they present it, and that's how they market it. Where it's like, in all the internal documents that leaked and stuff like that, like that's in the planning docs of like, this is like Pokemon for gamers. It's like people that actually like and play video games. This is the version of that, And for me, I don't like that, and it makes me mad because it feels like they're shrinking the version of the game that I think will actually be more popular than what they have been making.
Right.
But they kneecap its potential to become more popular because it's this smaller spin-off thing in their head. It's like, well, we'll try this experimental thing, but because it's small and experimental, we're just going to put you in a single town. Or in the first game, we're not going to put trainer battles in the video game. Like that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. It's like turning Pokemon into like something that used to have this whole like life cycle to it, where it's like you get the game, you play through the game, you get your team, you train your team, you battle with your friends, you battle people online. They got the second half of that, so it's just a like you play through the campaign, and then it ends up being like an Uncharted game. You know, like you buy an Uncharted game, you play it for 12 hours, you're happy. It was like it was like a premium movie kind of thing. You watched a movie, cool. I experienced that 12 hours. But Pokemon is like a game that, like, sure, some people play it like a one and done. I put my 20 hours in, I played the campaign, and that's it. But a lot of other people play that 20-hour campaign and then proceed to spend 500 more hours into it, put 500 more hours into the game. And Arceus took away the potential to do that. This game brought some of that back, which they won me over a little bit. But there is still the thing of like, all right, but why isn't there a full region in this? Why is there not, 100 new Pokemon or whatever the fuck, that kind of thing. So that's why initially I was like, I don't really like this. But they did a lot of shit that they've never done before in this game. So I was like, okay, you got me. You put a battle system that's not me just scrolling through menus. I'm sold. Oh, and you put online combat. Oh, and it still has the like deeper systems where I can like EV and IV train my Pokemon and do all that cool, fun shit. I'm sold. And I hope that they do it again. Also, the thing, like a lot of Pokemon, I don't know if you saw this, but a lot of Pokemon fans were like angry that they confirmed DLC before the game got announced. But
I did see that, yeah.
I had the opposite experience. I saw they announced DLC and I was hyped because, again, a big problem for Arceus for me is that like it's this one and done thing. It's like, all right, I played the game and now it's over. And that's just it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that just lends like more credence to the idea that it's a side story, that it's a one and done thing. Like you play it and then you move on.
Exactly.
DLC makes it seem like, a full title.
Exactly. And that's why I was like, hold on, we got DLC.
Yeah.
And that was before they confirmed like the whole like how the multiplayer works. Like when they first revealed the multiplayer, I was like, it could be just like a party mode, like TBD on if it's actually like there's competitive like validity to it. But after playing, I was like, okay, I could legitimately spend another 200 hours getting good at this and grinding this. And then also DLC with more Pokemon and more story content and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, it's also like, it's very presumptuous that like the game's not even out yet. And like, oh, we know you're going to like this game. Here's all this other stuff you're going to get after the game comes out. And like, cause I remember like Arkham Knight, like that game wasn't out yet. And they announced like a $50 like season pass for like all this extra crap. And they didn't even say what was in it and like why it cost so much.
Yeah, that's true. I think that with Pokemon DLC, at least the games that they have given DLC, and the reason why I personally was excited about it is because their DLC is actually pretty good usually.
Okay. Yeah.
Like with Sword and Shield, which was the first time they did DLC, it literally more than doubled my playtime. Like every time you guys raid into us, somebody raided.
Yeah.
Who raided? Yo, Colton with the raid. What up? Every time you guys raid into us, we're usually playing Pokemon Sword and Shield, and that's the DLC. We're still playing the Pokemon game from 2 Pokemon games ago because of how good the DLC was, like what it added to the experience. So that's kind of what I'm operating off of, where it's like, all right, well, they did that, and every time they've done DLC, it's like meaningfully added to the value of the game without feeling like the game before it had it was incomplete. Because like Scarlet and Violet, it doesn't feel like that. Like it has technical issues, but fucking every Pokemon game that has ever been released since 1996 has technical issues, and very real ones. It's just people explain those away because it's like, well, I was a 6-year-old. I didn't care about that back then.
Yeah.
But now it's like, this doesn't have those technical issues. they still got to work towards like put voice acting in a game. That would be cool.
Yeah.
You know, make it again,
make it
aggressively
feel modern and like,
yes,
yeah,
exactly. But for me, I'm just glad that they're making the core game good. Because I've waited so long. I've like, you don't understand. I've been arguing with the Pokemon community forever. Like way before everybody else started being like, yo, Pokemon games aren't good enough. I was like, yo, Pokemon games aren't good enough. And then they were like, you're fucking stupid. All we want to do is what we did on our Game Boy.
Yeah.
Right.
It's, you know, it's every fan community I'm a part of. It's like, why don't they just do this? Well, like they can't just do that.
Yes.
You know, why can't they just like release the Snyder cut of all the movies? Well, because nobody liked them initially and they didn't go see them. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, yeah, I do. I was there.
I hate the like they make this much money. They're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They should be, and I'm like, literally name one multi-billion-dollar corporation that is actually competent. Name fucking one.
Yeah.
Money does not buy you confidence.
No. If anything, it makes you stupid.
Yes. So I'm like, yo, bro, like I read through the whole. I was like, yo, Apple has been trying to make Apple Maps good for a decade now. Like, let's be fucking for real. Pokemon, yes, they are the biggest media IP. Like, yes, that's like a stat or a fun fact that has like come around to bite me, because I used to say it for similar reasons of like, yeah, they should care more, but now people are using it as a gotcha to be like, they better do this because if they don't, they're being dishonest to their fan base. And I'm like, that's not how this fucking works, actually. Like,
yeah, but I feel like Pokemon is in a weird spot because like technically the games are like the main attraction because they were the first piece of media. Like that's the source material, as it were. But like everything else about Pokemon, like
makes so much more.
Cartoon, like the t-shirts, like that has superseded the games as like the main point of entry for everybody.
Exactly.
You know, like I don't know, like there are kids in my daughter's school who like have Pokemon shirts and whatnot. I highly doubt they've touched a game. Highly doubt it. Not even because they're young, just because like that's not their entry point into the series. It's something else.
Both of my nieces, they're 15 and 5. Both of them know who Pikachu is. Neither one of them have played a video game, and they don't even know through me. Like them, like talking to me. My oldest niece walking, she walked up to me one day. I was like, "Oh, you know who Pikachu is?" And I'm like, "Yes, I know who Pikachu is. Like, that's my job is to know who Pikachu is." And she's like, "Oh, I just saw it on the Cartoon Network." And I'm like, "Okay, well, actually, it's on Disney XD now, or at least it was."
Oh wow!
Well, now it's on Netflix.
I have no idea what it's on.
It was on Disney XD when she was like 5, but now it's on Netflix now that she's 15. But you know, like they know who Pikachu is, and that's why. And even me, like as somebody that like was a fan of Pokemon since its inception, pretty much since it came here, my entry point wasn't the games. My entry point was I saw the anime, and then I saw my next door neighbor had Pokemon cards, and then my dad randomly was like, "Yo, you know they got a video game? I'll buy you a Game Boy Color and Pokemon right now." And I was like, "Okay, sick." So that was my entry point, and then, like the way that I mostly engage with it was the games because I like playing video games. But it's just like that's not how it actually works. Like the games are 20% of their overall revenue.
Yeah.
The card game has made them just as much, if not a little bit more money than the video games have.
Yeah.
And it's just inaccurate, disingenuous, whatever phrase you want to put to it, to pretend that like they're just like pocketing that money and that's fucking it, because you see when something increases in revenue for them, they reinvest it. When the card game had that huge like spike during COVID, they bought out the production of the card game from, I think it was like Wizards of the Coast at the time. They bought that out, and then even after like buying that out, the cards spiked again and they doubled production, and then it happened again and they doubled production again. And then with merchandise, they're like, okay, our merchandise is going crazy, people love merchandise, so let's do premium brands of our merchandise. Let's do the fucking $400 feel that's like this high quality like thread count plushie that costs like $300 to manufacture or whatever the fuck. Like everything that grows bigger they reinvest in. Game Freak is just not an efficient game developer. So when they try to be like, okay, these games are big, maybe we should make our games contemporary. Let's make we want it to be Breath of the Wild, but turns out they're not Nintendo EPD. so to get there, it's going to take them a while. And it even took Zelda a while.
Like to a certain extent, like, you know, yes, they're not Nintendo EPD, but like Nintendo, like Pokemon is a flagship brand for Nintendo.
Right.
So like every time a Pokemon game comes out, especially a mainline game, and it's not up to snuff,
it looks bad on them.
Like, that looks bad on them. Like you would think they would want to, like, you know, not just invest their own money, but like maybe try to convince Game Freak to like let an in-house developer like work on Pokemon for a little bit.
Yeah.
To like try to like steer the ship somewhere on the right path. That's why I think they're so aggressive about going up against like Pocket Pair and Pal World. Not because it's a quote unquote rip-off game, but because like it made them look bad and people were like genuinely more excited for that than they were for Pokemon in a long time. So I think that's why they're like going after Pal World specifically.
What I think, just based off of precedent, I think that they had this game cooking for fucking 5+ years, like ZA. And ZA's gameplay is very similar to what like things that they've done in that. So that like that's usually when they get very aggressive. Like when they went after the Mario Royale thing, a couple months later, Mario Maker 2 online multiplayer. You know, like that's usually another Samus 2 remake or whatever. A couple months later, Samus Returns. Like they didn't make that game in a couple of months. They've been working on that for a while, and they saw this very similar thing, and they said, "All right, we got to stamp this out." I think that's and there's probably validity to what you said too, but I think the main reason why they went after it is because they were trying to make similar moves.
Right. Well, because it's like, you know, Mattel does this with like Barbie competitors. If there's a doll on the market that like looks very similar to Barbie, they will funnel more money into Barbie just to make sure that's the biggest thing in the toy aisle. And if, you know, worst comes to worst, that they will throw their lawyers at them. That's why like Bratz dolls don't exist anymore, because Mattel like sued them out of business for being too similar to Barbie. Yeah,
that's crazy. But I don't know. I think that they're going to get there. I think that just in following it, I'm like, what I am seeing and what people are saying are incompatible. Like people are acting like they don't care anymore. And as somebody that like, I literally have been doing a whole series where I replay every Pokemon game to be like, have they actually aged like as well as people act like they do? And no, they fucking have not. They have always been this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just people have nostalgia for it, and kids are stupid. So like that's just what it is. So it's like nah, man, these games have been getting better. They're just not good developers. And I do think that Nintendo probably is fighting them in the way that you said, like when they're trying to throw their in-house studios at, like there's people that work for Monolith Soft that worked on Scarlet and Violet. But what they need to do is be like, oh, Bandai Namco has a support studio. You make Pokemon. And Game Freak, they just come out with the ideas. They do planning docs for like, these are the Pokemon designs and this is the story, because that's the shit that they're phenomenal at. But like the nuts and bolts of like making a video game that runs well, they're not. They're not it. So that's the ideal dream. But they are like, I think that they're too stubborn for that, and I think the reason why Nintendo doesn't do it is a cultural thing. It's because like the way they carry business. I mean, like the way they carry business is being like, you know, you're my friend, right? And you should do a favor to improve, like a favor to me to improve, instead of trying to strong arm them and like legalese them into doing the thing. It's like, you respect me, I respect you. You should make better games. You know, it's like that. That's how they approach it. It seems. Dang, Bandai Namco has their hands full. Yo, make the fucking game. I swear to God, even if it's a thing where they like handle like Pokemon overworld logic and the open world design, you know, Rockstar it up. Say, yo, Game Freak North, you do this. Game Freak South, you do that. You know, that's what I think. I think Pokemon needs to make one Pokemon game per generation and then just drop expansions. Say, this is Pokemon Switch 2. Here's another region 2 years later. It's $50. Honestly, they could even still release it in the same kind of way where it's still like two different versions. They're $70. They could still do that. And it would
they're kind of locked into that. They kind of have to do that.
Yeah. And it would be more worth it because the games will work. They would have every Pokemon. They would look better because they're all being built off of the same engine. They don't need to restart over and over and over and over every time they make a new game. I think that's all the topics I got, though.
Cool.
This was relatively short. I thought that this was going to take a lot longer because there was a lot of video game announcements. But
well, I mean, it's a lot of video game, and a lot of it was like, you know, games that have already been out, games that like you know we're just not interested in.
Right. And then Kirby Air Riders again.
Kirby Air Riders, man. Like, I got nothing against that game. But like, it's hard for me to get excited for like a racing game.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll say Kirby Air Riders, at least the way I think about it, as somebody that like played the original, it's not really a racing game. It's not a racing game. Like, I don't know if you played the 3DS version. No, not Kirby Air Riders. I don't know if you played the 3DS version of Smash Brothers. Smash 4 on the 3DS.
Eons ago, I might have. Like,
so that mode, the Smash Run mode, that is a like evolution of the city trial mode that's in Kirby Air Ride. And that is the bread and butter of Kirby. Like, that's the reason why people that really like Kirby Air Ride is because of that mode. Okay. And it's basically a battle royale mode. Like that's what that mode is. So it's like, yeah, it's a racing game, but it's kind of not. It's like Mario Kart inverted, where like some people play battle mode in Mario Kart, but most people like, you're racing. This is like some people race, but you're playing city trial.
That's interesting because like most of the stuff I've seen of it is like, you know, the standard race stuff, and like that's fine. Like I play racing games. I got nothing racing games, but like a race is a race. You know, it has to be like. There has to be something else to it that will make me like go out and try it. Like Burnout, the destruction and the carnage. Like, okay, I'll try that. The Sonic racing games I actually really like because, like, you know, the different modes of vehicles.
Are you playing that right now? Because I am curious.
New one.
Oh, okay.
I played the last one before that.
Gotcha. What was that? Transformed?
That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Or what? I thought the last one before that was like the team one.
Oh, all right, that was the team one. So I played the one before that.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I think that's it. Are you playing anything else that's interesting?
I'm trying to get through Ghost of Tsushima.
I was talking about Ghost of Tsushima or Ghost of Yote.
But Ghost of Tsushima.
So you need to play that before you play.
Before I get to Yote.
Gotcha.
But that's another game that is just too big for its own good. That could have been a smaller game. I'm trying to get through Mortal Kombat 1 on my Steam Deck because that's a good pick up, get a few rounds in, and then put it down type of game. And I want to start Order of the Giants, the Indiana Jones DLC. I started it, but I want to like see it through to the end.
I was going to play that game, and then that's when I saw that they're on the BDS. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and that sucks because like Indiana Jones is like really good.
I heard that it's good. It's funny, like the like trajectory that whole thing went on, where it's like, Tomb Raider, right? And that's basically Indiana Jones, but video game. And then they said Uncharted. It's basically Tomb Raider, but like man this time. And then they said Tomb Raider. It's Uncharted, but like Tomb Raider again. But
and then Indiana Jones because that was like. The original.
Yeah, we're taking it back. We're taking it back.
Yeah. And like they did, and it's really good. It's just a shame that like, you know, they gotta do all this, you know, stuff to like put them on the list.
Yeah, it's very nasty. It's nasty. Cause like
I don't begrudge you for like stick it to your morals and stuff. Like I'm just at a point where like, you know, there is no ethical consumption under.
Yes,
you gotta like
that. So that's definitely true, and I think that so that's why like it specifically being on the BDS list is part of what like in the way that it is is why I'm like you know it's not I'm not going out of my way to not engage with this. I would kind of have to go out of my way to engage with it. So I think it would be like I don't know. I would feel gross. I don't think anybody like I don't look down on anybody that does play Xbox stuff, right? Yeah. But for me, it's like I don't play my Xbox anyway. So why am I was just paying for Game Pass for the like the knowledge of knowing that I could engage with it when it's convenient. And if that's all Xbox is to me, it's nothing for me to be like, okay, yeah, well, they want you to like boycott this, I'll boycott it. You know, it's a whole different thing for people that's like, this isn't their job. They bought this one console and that's all they have. It would be insane to be like, you should buy a PlayStation so that you don't have to give Xbox money. That'd be crazy. So yeah, it's like, it's purely something that I am doing because I can, and it would feel wrong if I didn't. But I don't think that's the case for everybody.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to be the note that we end on, but you gotta have it come back sometime, man.
Oh yeah, no, this is good. This was fun.
Yeah, it's a good show.
For having me.
Of course. Yeah. I was told to get you to do the outro.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching.
You can plug you too. Plug you too. Do that.
As always, check out AJ and Redirect over on youtube.com/redirect.
Watch Redirect and directly to you.
Redirect.
Yes.
Directly to you. Yes. And the podcast directly to you.
Yes.
Over here on Twitch and on YouTube. Mm-hmm. It's also available on every podcast service such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Audible.com probably.
All of the things.
But no matter where you get the show from, folks, please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review him because that helps with placement on all of those respective platforms.
Mm-hmm. I need a button. Follow Will on his Twitch account. He streams sometimes apparently. I was like,
yes, I've done 2 streams so far. I might try to squeeze one in this weekend. I'll let you know. Follow me on Blue Sky at Will Wolf, damn it, to see if and when that goes down. But you should just follow me on Blue Sky anyway, because that's where I post the most.
Do you post that you're live on Blue Sky? Because I haven't seen you post that you're live on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
I don't follow you. I never see it. What the heck? What's up with that?
And of course, you can always catch me on the Wolf Den podcast every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/wolfden and youtube.com/wolfden podcast.
Yeah, I need to get back on the Wolf Den podcast at some point. I need to like.
You stream when we're live, man.
I do stream when you're live, but also, you know, sometimes I don't stream.
Right.
so there's that. Also, I'm in New York a decent amount, so like I might just pull up. I might do an in-person episode.
There you go. Just like come out to Long Island. We're here.
Yeah. See, that's worth it. Bob tried to get me to go to Long Island for a Smash Local, and I was like, I refuse to go to Long Island for a Smash. You want me to go to Long Island, first of all, to just fight a bunch of Yoshis? That's crazy. I'm not doing that. But I'll go to Long Island to be on the Wolf Den podcast. Okay, everybody follow the things. I am ending the recording. Goodbye.
Bye.